Yo, these mosquitoes, man. Oh yeah, yeah. They getting me. The mosquitoes are getting me. Oh. All right, folks. This live stream is called "How's Your Day?" and I guess I'm gonna go over some things that happened today. Wow, my day is weird. So I woke up early, like 7:30 a.m., and I had to go to a job interview. So I went to the job interview, and I got there, and I got there extra early, like 2 hours early, right? And I'm like hanging out downtown on Market Street, and I ran into a homeless black guy, right? So it was a little chilly, the wind was blowing, and I went inside one of them bus stop cubby holes, shelter things, and I was eating my breakfast. It was a bacon cheeseburger with lettuce, tomato, mayo, ketchup. And a homeless guy came and sat next to me while I'm eating. So I was like, you hungry? You want like a hot sausage or something from the cart? He was like, you buying? I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I'll take one. I was like, all right. So I finished up my burger and we walked over the cart. It was like probably like 15 feet away. And I bought him a hot sausage and a soda. So he got a Pepsi and he thanked me for it, right? So then I asked him, I'm like, you homeless? He was like, yeah. I was like, how long you been homeless? He was like, a while. And then I was like, I'm gonna fuck over them white people that did that shit to you. And then his brain was processing it slowly, like he was like, yeah. So then I was like, yeah, because over the past 8 years, as I'm walking around, I got a what's up, yo? Ahmad LB. How was your day? Is it good? I'm going over my day. What's up, peoples? I just got 18 people. How was y'all day, yo? I'm doing a live stream and I'm just going over some things that happened today. So Zoe says, hello, what's up? Ahmad LB says, yeah, good. Your day's going good. And Zoe says, good. So that's what's up. I had a couple incidents today. So I'm just breaking it down, and for some people, it's going to help them out. So it's just bizarre situations when it comes to like boss people, and they don't really understand what's like going on. Where are you walking? Oh, Adrian Gillespie says, hi. Oh, shoot. Damn. And then Ahmad Albi says, where are you walking? I'm in the park. I'm chilling. So, yeah. Zoe says, LOL. So I had an interesting day today. Um, I have a CDLB and I put in an application on Monday, I think, or was it Saturday? It was recent for the mass transit sector of the city. And they called me back like right away. Well, they responded right away. So I had to go to the interview today. And it was a little bizarre because it's in Philadelphia. And, uh, oh, snaps. I got to go back into the black guy, homeless guy that I ran into first. So yeah, let me go over this. So I had told him that, yeah, for the past 8 years, man, I'm looking at what's going on with the politics, and I'm just looking at, like, in my mind, I'm processing that my little brother could be one of these homeless people because he's a schizophrenic. And it's like, if I die, like, you're gonna have these politicians abusing the fuck out of my little brother, right? And it's like none of them are, well, somehow the Democrats are trying to help, but they not smart. But the GOP Republicans, they're just like fucking over everybody. So I told the guy, uh, I told the guy that story and how it's heartbreaking and it's like sad, you know? And he was like, yeah, it is. So then I was like, well, remember when I told you that I'll fuck over those white people that did this to you? He was like, yeah. So I was like, well, I started saying that Satan is a African man, and when you go on YouTube, you'll see that all these white people are racist as fuck because they are casting out Satan, right? The black man. So then he was like, yo, yeah, that's right. You changed it. Yeah, you gotta change it. So then so it woke his mind up, right? So now, any white person that's a pastor or prophet, right? Or some kind of like YouTuber that's trying to make money, tax-free money, fucking over the system, is online talking about Jesus this and Jesus that. Uh, they all hate Satan, and Satan is a black man. So I made his day a homeless man, right? So basically, I'm like his rescue worker or his savior. And then I go into this interview, into the building. So I'm in the building, and I'm there extra early. And I'm waiting to like go up to the interview, right? So yo, Zoe, okay, thank you so much, yo. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, I don't know what race you are, but this is not like a racist rant because if you look at the picture, you got white people fighting white people. So there's some bad white people, and they are the ones that everybody is going after. So just to let you know, this channel is not about like racism or nothing. So just in case if you're white and you may feel offended, it's not about attacking you personally, right? So it's just like going over what I'm seeing and observing, and it's based on the history books. Yeah, it's an ice cream truck. So when you go in the history books, you see like all this stuff about slavery. Okay, so Barack Obama happened, and to me, it's like white people was like, okay, you know, slavery's in the past, let's move forward. And then all of a sudden, this bullshit civil war happened, and Trump, it was actually about him having sex with kids because at first it was I thought it was about him cheating on his taxes. That's why he doesn't want to like leave the presidential office. And then he called the African country shithole country. So I was like, oh, this dude's a racist. So he's just making these like screens and distractions. And all along, there was a little girl that he had sex with, underage. And then they trying to legalize it. So this is just one scenario. But back to this interview I went to. So it just so happens my kid would run into the ice cream truck. So just so it just so happens that while I uh, was ready to go up, because I was there 2 hours early, right, for my interview, and no, it was an hour and a half early. So I was down in like this lunch area, and then when I went up the elevator, there's security guards at the top, and then there's the entrance and exit right next to the security office. Well, the security desk. So right by the security desk, there's a ABC News reporter and the media personnel for SEPTA. Your kid's name is Lily, and she would like run into the ice cream truck on a bicycle, or like she would just like harass you for a like an ice cream cone. Your kid, yeah, that's how kids are, yo. Yo, like these kids these days, I be like looking back, and I'm like, some of the boys, yo, you should see them in the park. They be mischievous, and me and my friends growing up, we was mischievous, and I'm like, damn, yo, like I hope they stay out of trouble, like trouble. So, yeah, yo, how old is your daughter? Zoe says, "Mommy, please, can I have some? Can I have some? Can I?" That's Whoa, you got it. Oh, okay. That's amazing, yo. I don't have any kids yet, but I have so much respect for like everybody and anybody that made a kid into this world, and they made it. They raised the kid, and we just went through like this bizarre Great Depression, and everybody survived. Like you survived, your kids survived. Like it's so many people still alive, and we was all supposed to be dead by now, based on the damages that was happening. So if you look at international finance and other countries, when their financial system crashes, like a whole bunch of people die. Like there's countries in Africa right now, and they are in chaos. They got like guerrilla warfare and all kinds of stuff. So you are a lucky soul, and so is your daughter. And yeah. So Ryland Davis says, "Are there kids in the truck?" No, it's a football game. I think you might be a Trump supporter trying to say like, there's pedos around here. But there's a football game over there. I'm in the park. She's in third grade, and I'm proud of her. Yeah. A lot of these kids are super smart. Oh, back to the topic. So the news reporter was there, right, in Philly, and they are about to shut down. They're about to do some cuts with the bus drivers in Philly, right? And I'm looking at the guy. He's talking to the ABC people, and he I waited till the interview was over with. The camera people left, the news people, and then I spoke to the guy because I didn't want to miss him. I'm like, yo, I gotta wait here. I'm gonna wait for this guy, and I gotta talk to him because he's talking to the news people. And then I told him, I'm like, listen, you guys are doing the wrong thing. You do not want to do the layoffs in Philly because we're gonna need all these drivers. So I was like, I studied international finance. This is how we're gonna fix the system. And I was running it down to him, yo. Zoe, and she's talking to her cousin and friends right now. Hold up. Zoe says her 7-year-old daughter is in third grade, and she's proud of her. And she's talking to her cousin and friends right now. Yo, they be acting like they grown. They be having like all these like conversations on the cell phones. That's crazy. And you know what? That was like one of my stressful things about raising kids. Like, how the hell do you manage the cell phone stuff with them? So I would get a book on that for my own personal, like, mental health. Like something written by somebody with a PhD. So yeah, that would be my plan, because it's like a crisis, man. Like when you have kids and then like all of a sudden like these like changes happen, it's like the parent goes through the crisis. So you probably went through the crisis of like, oh shit, my kid got a cell phone. I got to do this. I got to do that. Blah 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 blah. And it's like you should write a book and basically show somebody how you did it, how you managed it, because I need that kind of info. So I don't have any kids yet, but one day I might. So yeah, back to the ABC News guy. So no, it's the SEPTA Media Affairs personnel. So this guy, he I gave him uh I guess administrative information, right? I said, hey, uh I'm I study international finance. This is how we're going to fix it. This is how it's possible. You guys need more police. You got to collect the money, but you can't collect the money until you start bailing out everybody. Everybody needs a bailout. That way SEPTA could get the money, because it's like entrapment, right? So if SEPTA used police to basically arrest people and demand money from them to get on the bus, they don't have the money. So I be seeing a lot of people just walking on the bus, and nobody's paying, and it's like that's bad. So the we live in a money world. So after that, the guy was like, "I don't have a business card on me, so you could call the um, the main line." So this is an emergency, because by next year, if these people don't get the shit together, you're gonna have like riots, and the buses are gonna get busted up, and it's gonna be really bad. So this is why it's a crisis, right? So this guy referred me to a customer service line. Like, what the fuck? Like, you gotta know your job, man. Like, these people everywhere in this whole world don't know their fucking job, because the words that I gave him are administrative words. If I call a customer service line, right, I'm supposed to have a complaint about SEPTA. I don't have a complaint about SEPTA like services, right? I need to talk to the directors, right? That guy's the closest person to the directors. He should have took my number down. He should have gave me his number. I told him, if you have any questions, call me, right? And he didn't. So this was like the weirdest day of my life. Zoe will be right back. Okay. So yeah, like this man, it's so bizarre, because now he put himself in a weird ass position, because let's say Zoe wished me 1 billion subscribers, right? Let's say I get that. All of a sudden, I'm all over the world, and everybody wants to meet me. And then this guy, he didn't want to take my number. He didn't want to give me his number. I'm giving him very important information. And imagine when it comes time for him to want something from me. He's not going to get shit. I don't want his number. What's up, Zoe? So, yeah, I just was talking about the guy, the media personnel. He's a guy that deals with like the news people, and they got to write the story out and make it sound good for SEPTA. So that's his job. So I showed up and I saw him, and I was just saying, damn, I gotta retrack it. Oh, when you wished me 1 billion subscribers, and in the event that you got your iPhone, yeah, that's good, because sometimes I say bad words, so that's a good thing. I'm glad you got that on. So yeah, this guy, um, just like you wished me 1 billion subscribers, right? Imagine when it happens, or if it happens, this media guy needs to get in contact with me. Like, why do I need his number? Like, he did some weird shit today. And if I was in his shoes, this is what I would have done. I would have been like, I would have definitely took your number. Because when I was growing up, I always used to collect people's business cards. That was like my favorite thing. I had like a stack this thick of people's business cards. And if I was in his shoes and somebody approached me and there was like, hey, I know how to fix your situation. Let me help you. Okay, yeah, I'll take your number. I'll put it in my pocket. I'll put it on my desk. I'll probably give it to somebody that's higher above me that could do something about it. But this guy was like, call the customer service line. And then I gave him my phone to put his number in because he said he forgot his business card and he put in the customer main line service number. I'm like, people are just weird and stupid, yo. And I just don't. But anyway, the good news is SEPTA, based on the information that I did give it to him, because he's going to pass it off anyway, but he didn't take my number down. So it's a fucked up, weird situation. And SEPTA's going to have the lead on coastal evacuations because, well, I gave them a way to stabilize their, what is it? Their crisis, the SEPTA crisis. And once we stabilize the SEPTA crisis, it's going to stabilize all over the country, and we could do coastal evacuations. And basically, SEPTA is the lead mass transit leader because they're not like a representative only for their district or zone. So they're just the leader of it, of directing mass transit rescue operations for the city of Philadelphia. So we're gonna like have to build it up off of this, like the foundation. So that was my weird day. Oh, and man, like there's a word called hope, right? And it's like when you're stuck in a situation, it's like you're always hoping somebody will help you. You get in a car accident, like, oh snaps, please somebody come and get me, come and save me, right? The thing is, it's like really messed up if people are out and about, like they're functioning as if they're normal, but they really have mental health issues. So I've been in my own crisis. Today, I started 22 minutes ago. The counter says, the timer. But I have like a bunch of live streams. It's been like a year maybe, or maybe two. Yeah. Oh yeah, so hope. The word was hope, right? And it's like if we have to evacuate coastal areas because the ice caps are melting, we got to make sure those people got food on the table every day and a warm place to sleep and protection from the rain and stuff like that. And that way, what happens is if you live in the middle of America, you could still get your goods because the borders, they're not in chaos, right? So if you have somebody that has mental health issues, then it makes it like tough to evacuate. And like I'm in that situation right now because my own mother, I don't like to call her my mother, but for the sake of the video and clarity, uh, she has mental health problems. And it's like demonic and evil or mental health, or it could be both. Yikes. Where you at? Zoe says, I think we're having a tornado. I don't know, but I hope not. Yeah. You ever had a tornado, like lived through a tornado before? Whoa. Yeah, they're prone to that. Oklahoma. That's like around Tennessee. we got to evacuate the entire state of Florida because if you check out Apex TV, there's a time traveler, a EF6 tornado. Huh. EF4. I got to look into that. But yeah, Florida needs the entire state. That's like 26 million people. They would have to like evacuate out of Florida because they have like low level land, and the entire state is going to go underwater if the ice caps melt. So you could ask ChatGPT about climate change and ice caps and how much ice is in Antarctica and how much water, no, how much will the sea level rise and what like cities will get wiped out. And it's ChatGPT will tell you. It'll give you a map. So, um, yeah, it's really serious. But we have rescue protocols like in motion. So the thing is, people with well, kids and the elderly and the disabled are like the weakest link, right? Because they have to depend on others, and then others have to depend on a system. So uh, they are going to be okay. The thing is, the mental health people and then the criminal crime sprees is the issue. Like the massive, because it's going to be really tough to like, I guess, manage. Like right now, I have a mother. She's never been diagnosed, but based on my observation of her, she is like a bipolar schizo, and she's a functioning one. So she gets up, pays her bills, and she thinks like she's normal, but she's not. She's scared of so many things, and like her brain doesn't work right. So this is how she cooks meat. Okay, she's making beef and potatoes, right? So she'll cook the beef first, let it cook out, and then put potatoes in, and then let it cook. But the thing is, she's wasting the resources of fuel, and it's like, yeah, she's wasting the resources. So a normal person would put potatoes and the meat at the same time and cook it all up. But this lady, she cooks it one by one, and it's like she's draining the money from the household with her bizarre things that she does. So I don't know how to like manage that part when it comes to coastal evacuations. If other people got like a situation like this, like how the hell are we supposed to manage it? Because there's going to be scarcity, a lot of scarcity, but it's manageable to where we could save billions and billions of people. So it's actually a better outcome with this rescue operation because if right now half the world is in poverty, right? Let's say it's 4 billion people. Yo, Ivan says, how we manage Kanye. I think you called me Kanye. I don't know. We're trying to work it out. So, like, I got all the systems stable. It's just those crisis categories are my main concern. I guess I'll have to like reach out to like a psychologist and also a like emergency management personnel. So somebody that has experience in like the tornado or a hurricane that manage the situation and then also team them up with a psychologist and we'll figure out something when it comes to the mental health part. But you got these juvenile teens. The only thing is that they'll be scared of the mountains because when they get evacuated to new areas, there's going to be wildlife, and a lot of them they won't create mischief as much. But there's still a small percentage of juvenile mischief. Like they might go on a high-speed chase with dirt bikes and all this craziness. So we gotta figure out protocols and procedures when we start evacuating, because we're losing a lot of land and a lot of buildings. But I could keep all the financial system stable in all the countries based on the work that I did. And all right, Zoe says he or she will be back. I don't know what Zoe. Oh wait, was it a mom or a dad that spoke earlier? Zoe's like a universal name, like Sam. Yeah, so we gotta figure out that part of the rescue response. And in addition to that, if Zoe is the other YouTuber in the chat, so uh oh, just like we uh call 911 if we get hurt, we call 911 for help, right? But 911 needs to call the emergency management agency, right? So that will include police, fire, and medical, and hospitals. So they would have their 911 is to call the emergency management in order to keep the system stable. And the emergency management needs a management plan. So this is how we got to move forward from here on out. So yeah, that was my day today, and that's how my day was. So you're new, Mr. Ivan. So how was your day, buddy? Anything bad? Anything good? Ivan says his day was good. He's just chilling. Anything good, bad, nothing. Any comments? Any opinions on what I just said? I'm part of your day now. So you just heard some good news that you're probably not going to die in a couple years. So I think you have a great day today. All right. Well, Ivan didn't respond. So this is it for this live stream. Thank you everybody who passed by, stopped by, commented, liked, and I am signing out. Gotta go.